Thus is the scripture reading of Psalms 121, first through the 8th verse. And I say to you again, good morning. God bless. You know, as we started off with 2021, most of us are still seeing and experiencing the troubling times that is out in the world. We see the chaos, we see the confusion, the disappointments, the hurts, the pain, the suffering. And we ask, why? God, why is there so much suffering, so much pain, so much hurt and disappointment in the world? As I sat in meditation and I asked and I pondered these things, I am reminded that there is a difference at looking out at the world instead of looking into the world. When we look out at the world, we see all of the distractions, we see the destruction, we see the suffering, the hurt, the pain. What must we do to realize that what we are witnessing are the effects? What we must see and what we must know is the cause of the effects that we are witnessing. You know, when we go to the doctor and we have something going on within us, we set this physical body in front of the doctor. And we explain to the doctor what we are feeling or what is going on with us. So the doctor must look beyond the physical body and look within to see what is the cause of the effects that we are experiencing. So when we look at the world, we must look within to see what the causes are that causing the effects. And the only way that we can look into the world and see what's causing the effects in the outer world, we must do as the psalmist has said, lift up our eyes unto the hills from which cometh our help. We must raise up our consciousness into that oneness or that light or that enlightenment of God. And when we have achieved a measure of enlightenment, then we will be able to look into the world and see and understand the cause that is causing the effects. So as we journey through this new year, 2021, the year 2021 will not bring about any changes because the numbers have changed. The only changes that will come about or be is because of the changing or the upliftment of our consciousness. And if we dedicate ourselves, if we make the commitment of lifting up our eyes or raising up our consciousness and having that contact or communion with the God Spirit within us, we will be able to look out at the world. We will be able to look into the world, and we will see that the hand of God, the Spirit of God, is functioning in and through everything that there is. Many of us would like to think that whatever the things that we are seeing in the world, some think that it is God created. Some think that God has turned his back on the world. Some think that God has turned his back on mankind. But we must understand with every man, woman, and child, there's that divine spark, that Spirit of God. God cannot turn his back on God. God cannot turn his back on himself. There is no back to God. It's all the front of God. It's all the allness of God. It's all the completeness of God. Only we, in our lack of understanding, only we, in our lack or refusal to accept the truth of our being, do we bring about the effects that we are witnessing in the world. I look out at the world, I listen to the things on the news, and I see the same thing as the masses of people. But I look a little deeper. I look with a spiritual eye. I look with that consciousness of God. And I see something different. I see the cause of the effects. When we have taken it upon ourselves that we are going to do it the way that we want to do it, when we take it upon ourselves that we don't want to be told how to do it, when we take it upon ourselves that we don't want this God consciousness to be involved in the decisions that we have to make pertaining to our lives, then we fall short. And we create conditions and situations within us that we wonder how it came to be. When we read the Psalm 121, it says to us everything that we need to know in order to be protected, in order to not have fear, in order to be blessed abundantly, in order, it also shows us and tells us what it is that we have to do in order for our souls to be protected. Why worry about the things of the outer world and not give concern for the things that are within us? New Year's. should be a year where we make the commitment to raise our level of awareness, our consciousness, to be more in tune with the God within us. Jesus said, there will always be the poor amongst you. And why did he make that statement? Because there will always be those that will not work to discipline or to raise their level of consciousness to where they can bring forth the abundance of life that is already within us. We get lazy. Some of us are lazy. Some of us don't want any more than what we have, other than to have someone come and place it in our laps. We don't want to do what we have to do to earn that independence, that freedom, that enlightenment of consciousness. And so if we are not willing to do the work, then we don't deserve the rewards. You can't go on your job and sit for a whole week and do nothing and expect to be paid. You can't go through life doing nothing and expect to be rewarded. We can't go through life not showing gratitude and being thankful for the things that God has blessed us with and expect more. It's not going to happen. In Proverbs 23, the 7th verse, there's a saying, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Whatever it is that you're thinking are the things that are going to manifest in your life. 2020, the things that you thought. 2021, the things that you are thinking are the things that are going to manifest in your life. Not that the world is throwing something on you, not that the world is putting something on you, but the thoughts that you think are the things that you're going to create and attract into your life, into your environment, into your world. And so if you're seeking to do anything in the year 21 in reference to changing, not the world out there, but to change the world in here. Gandhi said, the change that you seek in the world, let it first take place within you. And the most challenging, most difficult things for one to do is to change one's self. We work hard to change everything around us, even the people that come into our lives. But we are not willing to work to discipline and to change ourselves. If every man, woman, and child will make the commitment and dedication to work to change oneself, the world will be a better place to live, a better place to be. I say to you, as we move through the year 2021, with all the things that are before us, especially with the elections coming up, and all the things that they're trying to do and saying that they're going to do to disrupt, with the virus that's going around and people not wanting to take the vaccines and all of this fear and stuff that has stirred up. It is now a chance or time for us to take the opportunity and to work on raising our awareness, our level of consciousness, that we will be able to rise above the things, the fear, the frustration that is not caused by God, but is caused by man. Wrongful thinking, being ignorant or being ignorant of the very essence of what one is. 2021 would be a challenging time for a lot of people, and especially those of us that are not on the spiritual path, those of us that are not willing to take the time to discipline ourselves and attune ourselves to that God consciousness, that God spirit within us. It will be a most difficult time. And I don't want to get into politics, but I want to just repeat something that President-elect said. There are some dark days ahead of us. And it has more to do than just the virus. There are some dark days, but we don't have to be a part of those dark days, because we can raise our awareness and our consciousness up into the light, and we can bring forth a measure of enlightenment where it will consume the darkness and the shadows that are all around us. We don't have to walk in darkness. We don't have to walk in the shadows. We can walk in the light with confidence, with faith, with trust, with the knowingness that we will always be protected by the Spirit of God that dwells within us. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. And we don't have to fear fear, because we have within us the ability and the power to overcome fear. It is the only thing that stands in our way of enjoying life, having a much more blessed and harmonious life, being able to enjoy all that God has promised us and is now blessing us with. Do not extend your hands to the world for help, but open wide the doors of your heart and give thanks that God dwells within, and all of your needs for all the days that you are upon this earth plane shall be met. God bless you. Thank you.